What is up, everyone? Welcome to today's reaction video. And today's reaction is the very special monthly request of my incredible Patreon follower, Sally. Sally, thank you so much, as always, for everything that you do for me here on YouTube and over on the Patreon. It means the absolute world to have you as a supporter and to have you putting these monthly requests in front of me. So thank you so much for all the support that you give. And thank you for this month's request, because you're the only version of this song that I've heard previously is the Jeff Castellucci bass version of it. This is Big Iron, and it's being done by the Longest Johns. You'll know I love me some Longest Johns. I am going to see them when I get back from the US, and I'm so excited for that. I cannot wait for it. So I'm super excited to see what they do with this song, because like I said, I don't know the original or where the original came from. I believe it's an older song from memory. But I've only heard the Jeff version where it was all full bassy and crazy. So I'm so curious to hear what the Longest Johns do with it when their style's normally kind of a shanty song and they're not really usually super bassy boys. So it's going to be wildly different to what I've heard before, which is super exciting. So as always, before we get into this, please check out the original video that's linked in the description below. Give the original a like and a comment, and subscribe to the Longest Johns if you haven't already. Also, check out the original without all my pauses and interruptions, because I tend to pause and talk a lot. So watch the original without those interruptions, and we are going to get into this. This is the Longest Johns version of Big Iron. Let's go.
To the town of our Freya rode a stranger one fine day. Hardly spoke to folks around him, didn't have too much to say. No one dared to ask his business, no one dared to make a slip. For the stranger there among them had a big iron on his hip, a big iron on his hip. It was a...
Okay, first of all, we're coming in with a lot more like of a countryish sound and vibe than their usual stuff has. And I say that in some of their songs because they have that banjo going, but in this one specifically, it's got a real kind of more Western vibe than it does any kind of seafaring, watery vibe that most of their songs have. But yo, that was a nice bass note. I need to hear that again. They hit that bass note nice. All right.
The stranger there among them had a big iron on his hip, a big iron on his hip. It was early in the morning.
I'm trying to work out, because again, I'm so bad with faces, y'all. I'm really bad with them, and people change over time and it throws me. And this song here is how old? Oh, it's only a year old. It's only a year old. So I'm gonna take a guess here, and there's only two members that have glasses. JD usually keeps his hair shorter, so I'm guessing JD, because I think Dave has a lot more curl to his hair. So I'm guessing JD is the one that just did that bass note, but we got facial hair and longer hair now, so it throws me. That's as easy as it is to completely discuss. I am the guy who would believe that Clark Kent and Superman are different people because one of them wears glasses. I'm that bad with faces. But I'm pretty sure that's JD that just hit a bass note that was gorgeous.
It was early in the morning when he rode into the town. He came riding from the south side, slowly looking all around. He's an outlaw, loose and running, came the whisper from each lip. And he's here to do some business with a big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. In this town there lived an outlaw.
Again, I just can't handle that bass note at all. But yo, wait, what is Megalodon? The Megalodon. What is that like is that an accordion? Or is it a piano? Or is it both? Is that its own instrument? What am I looking at right here? We have like the accordion section with the keys, but it's not something that's worn, and it's not as big as an accordion normally looks. What am I looking at here? That's pretty cool.
On his hip. In this town there lived an outlaw by the name of Texas Red. Many men had tried to take him, and that many men were dead. He was vicious and a killer, though 24, and the notches on his pistol numbered 1 and 19 more. 1 and 19 more. Now the stranger started talking.
I love how we've now come in. This song's building slow. We've now come in with that boom, boom, boom. Like it's just being hit on, I don't know what they're called, but like the boxes that they use for drumming. It's just like that repetitive dunk, dunk, dunk kind of a beat in the background with this song slowly building from an acoustic sound to adding more and more and more layers in. And I love that so much. Also, Andy is bringing the vocals to this, y'all. Andy is absolutely killing the lead on this one. They all sound absolutely incredible. And again, I can't even function with the bass note that keeps getting hit just in the background there. Every time it comes in, I'm like, I'm not used to this from the longest chance. And it just hits so nicely. But yeah, this entire thing, this entire arrangement, this entire style, I didn't expect, or I didn't realize it was going to be so perfect for this group. So incredibly right for their voices, for their style, for their sound, everything about it. They just pull off that kind of storytelling vibe so well, and it just sounds great them doing this.
Still numbered 1 and 19 more. 1 and 19 more. Now the stranger started talking, made it plain to folks around. Was an Arizona Ranger, wouldn't be too long in town. He came here to take an outlaw back alive or maybe dead. And he said it didn't matter, he was after Texas Red. After Texas Red. Wasn't long before the story was relayed to Texas Red. But the outlaw didn't worry, men that tried before were dead. 20 men had tried to take him, 20 men had made a slip. 21 would be the ranger with a big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. Well, the more...
Yo, the thing I love about the way they've put this song together as well, that's so awesome and so great, is that the story of this song builds so much as it goes along. It starts off just random guys showing up to town, got a gun on his hip. Then you find out the town's got an outlaw living there. Then you find out that the guy who's there is a ranger who's after the outlaw. The outlaw's not bothered because people have tried before and he's happy to have the showdown. It'll just end up he's killed another man. And the song's building in terms of its story. And at the same time, the music is building. It's kind of, you can feel it getting to a crescendo where like more instruments coming in, things are getting louder, things are going. And it's like it's building up steam as the song goes along in the same way that the story is. And you can tell the story's leading to this climax and the song's leading to this climax at the same time. And it's so well put together and so well arranged like that, that it does build in that way.
Morning passed so quickly, it was time for them to meet. It was 20 past 11 when they walked out in the street. Folks were watching from the windows, everybody held their breath. And they knew this handsome ranger was about to meet his death.
And then, not only is there the comedy in there of everyone held their breath, but on top of that, what I was saying about the song building, now we get to the kind of the calm before the storm, this standoff moment where they're, you know, walking towards each other on the street. Who's going to shoot first? When's the showdown going to happen? And now everything's dropped back down again. Now everything with the music is kind of quiet and there's this suspense building that, you know, we're going to step back up into that louder, more chaotic, more move, go kind of music. But for the moment, thematically for the story, it's this showdown and the music is showing that as well. Fantastically put together.
And they knew this handsome ranger was about to meet his death. About to meet his death. There was 40 feet between them when they stopped to make their play. And the swiftness of the ranger is still talked about today. Texas red and ugly leather for a bullet fairly ripped. And the ranger's aim was deadly with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. It was over in a moment and the folks had gathered round. There before them lay the body of the outlaw on the ground. Oh, he might have went on living, but he made one fatal he tried to match the Ranger with a big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. Big iron, big iron. When he tried to match the Ranger with a big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip.
Yo, I never thought that the Longest Johns would get this from me, but yo, JD with that bass note through the whole thing, there have just been these nice little bass notes slipped in there, not overstated, not over the top, just bringing that grumble underneath that adds so much to the song. And he just absolutely delivered it over and over and over again. This was so good. Again, coming into this, I didn't expect this necessarily to be. It didn't stand out to me as a song where it was like, this is like of course Longest Johns are doing this. It's like 100%. Why wouldn't? This was like I can see it working for them, but I'm curious as to what we're going to get. And I felt like we saw a little bit of a different side of them while at the same time getting what they are so damn good at. And they made it work for their style and they made it work for them and they did such a good job of it. And I know there's going to be people talking about that, like they like this version better, they like that version better. It is completely its own unique thing that they've done with this. I can't even compare it to the Jeff version. I've never heard the original, so I can't compare it to that. But this version is something that's so perfectly unique for what it is, and I loved it. Absolutely knocked it out of the park and killed it. This was brilliant. I can't wait to see these guys live. I just know they're going to put on such a damn good show because the comedy they slip in there, the absolute vocals are stunning every time. And they have such a cool, awesome sound. I can't wait to see what they do live. So yeah, please jump in the link in the description and give the original of this a like and a comment and subscribe to the Longest Johns because they deserve it so much. Also, leave me a like and a comment and subscribe to this channel. It helps out so much. I can't even begin to tell you. And check me out over on Patreon, where usually I run weekly polls for the reactions I do here on the channel. However, at the moment, I'm going on a big 2-month trip across the US through March and April. So while I'm gone, instead of weekly polls, because I won't be able to film them, I'm doing a weekly TV show reaction for all of my $1 tier members. The TV show is Gallivant, and we're going all the way through season 1 and season 2 over the course of the next 2 months. It is the best show. I loved it so much. I know you guys are going to love the reactions, so check those out. Also, at the $5 tier, where you normally get a TV show reaction a week, you now get a TV show reaction every single day while I'm away. So through March and April, there are daily TV show reactions for $5. I do so many great shows and had such a blast filming them, so check those out. I also do a monthly movie reaction, a monthly live stream, and at the highest tier, you can get a guaranteed reaction right here on the channel. So check all of that out over on my Patreon. I will see you all in the next reaction video. Have yourself a fantastic day, night, morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time zone you're in, and I'll see you next time. Bye.